There must be peace on the land. There must be peace in our hearts. In beauty before me I walk. In beauty behind me I walk. In beauty below me I walk. In beauty all around me I walk. It is beautiful indeed. It is beautiful indeed.
High in the desert of northern Arizona lives a vanishing traditional culture, the Dene, a name that means the people. Commonly known as the Navajo, within their own culture they are the sovereign Dene nation. They are a matriarchal society whose ancestors lived in this region hundreds of years before Europeans set foot on American soil. The Dene have always lived in sacred harmony with the land, building a complex spiritual society. But the traditional Dene have been crying out for generations, pleading for intervention as their culture now faces extinction.
As though we are the children of our Mother Earth, and how she feeds us is causing the whole thing. We're going through suffering from everything that what the BIA is doing to my nation.
Scores of scholars and non-governmental organizations insist that the United States government has been waging a long-term campaign of genocide against the Dene. In 1863, they were forced to relocate in what was known as the longest walk. Thousands died as their captors neglected to shelter, clothe, and feed them. The Dene were incarcerated into concentration camps. Later, Adolf Hitler would use these U.S. designs in Nazi Germany. Eventually, the U.S. government put them in a reservation a fraction of the size of the land they once occupied. The area designated for them to live has been changing ever since.
Today you see all Indians all over the land, all saying the same thing. This is our homeland. This is our birthright. They don't want any white man comes in here and tell us that you have to divide this up this way or that way. The white man doesn't own this land. Just because he has a gun, he said, I took your land.
Over the following decades, the United States government created various puppet tribal councils, which granted energy companies access to the vast wealth of minerals lying beneath the reservations. In 1966, these councils signed coal leases against the wishes of the elders, and the largest strip mine in the United States was created. For traditional Dene, this rape of the land would be a continuation of the war on their people.
We've also had people that were always against the mine, people who spoke out or very vocal against the mine that have died mysteriously from unknown accidents and mysterious deaths.
The Dene believe that every part of the earth is sacred, our mother, that the coal is her liver and should remain in the ground.
our mother is suffering because she is getting so much surgery, moving her liver out, which is cold.
To desecrate the earth, the center of their religious beliefs, is the equivalent of bombing Mecca or bulldozing the Vatican.
American people are going to have to realize that their electrical supply is accumulated by human rights abuse. People here don't even have running water. They don't have electricity. This coal mine back here, it does not respect the rights of my family and the people around it.
In order for the mining company to get the coal, in 1974, President Gerald Ford signed Public Law 93531 while on a skiing holiday, thus beginning the relocation of over 14,000 Diné.
Well, there's a simplistic view around that relocation is harsh and that it's unusual and so on. People get relocated in America every day, and I don't want to compare troops, but the interstate highway system, they go through your living room with a bulldozer in the interest of getting something settled.
Over 10,000 Diné were moved to outlying towns in 1980, costing the American taxpayer $500 million. There is no word for relocation in Diné. To relocate is to disappear, never to be seen again. 25% of the first group who were relocated died within 6 years. In 1979, during the Carter administration, a large area near Sanders, a small town in northern Arizona, was contaminated by the largest nuclear spill in U.S. history. Just 1 year later, the Reagan administration would force relocation into this deadly area. Today, birth defects in the area are twice the national average. Radiation contamination and its effects are not new to the Diné. Nearly 1/3 of all U.S. uranium was mined on the Navajo reservation. Generations of mining families have perished or are dying of radiation-related disease.
We need help to somehow. All of my people and my husband, they killed just like combat soldiers. They should think more about safety.
In Cove, Arizona, just feet away from a school, radiation levels exceed 700 rads a minute. Today, uranium tailings, one of the most toxic substances known to man, still lie uncovered in populated areas. Beneath Black Mesa lies the only source of water for the Western Diné. The coal mine's experimental slurry line has drained over 30 billion gallons of this pristine aquifer as it transports coal from Black Mesa to the Mojave Generating Station 275 miles away. Today, most of the wells on Black Mesa are dry, and what water remains is poisoned by the mine's pollutants.
10 years ago, my family lost 86 sheep because Peabody had dumped ammonia nitrates in a stream that runs by the house. It apparently goes in our backyard. And the sheep came across the stream and they drank out of the stream, and 86 of our sheep livestock died that night within a 24-hour period.
Diné tradition says that the sheep are gifts from the holy people. Each day, the grandmothers sing to their herds. Because the sheep are sacred, caring for them guarantees food, clothing, and a continuation of their culture. The beautiful prayer weavings come from the sheep's wool and months of diligent work. Without the sheep, these prayers cannot be made. Government officials are reducing Diné herds by up to 90%. They say it is due to overgrazing.